Welcome to the pulpit of sanity, as I like to call it. I'm Philip J. Bradbury, and I'd like to tell you a story about me, and about you, and about all of us. Today's story. You see, way back in the olden days, back when men were men and so were women, wives obeyed their husbands, husbands obeyed their bosses, bosses obeyed their politicians, and politicians obeyed their God. There was only one God, and so it was very simple. Women cooked meals and raised children. Husbands mowed lawns and earned wages, while children were seen and not heard. It was all prescribed and predictable, while everyone was screamingly contented behind their white picket fences, watching their black and white televisions and being smilingly charming to each other. How it was. But then something happened. Some internal revolution began, and life started to unzip itself, to become untidy. People found other gods, or no God. Politicians started lying and thieving. Bosses stole from their employees. Business people stole from their customers and investors. Husbands wanted to do different work from their fathers, or to do no work. Wives wanted to work, to buy TV dinners, and to be less obedient. And children copied the whole darn lot of them. We ended up in a pickle of everyone wanting to do their own thing, to find themselves and to make bucket lists of all sorts of irrational and useless things to fulfill their lives. Boys turned into girls, girls turned into boys. Some spanned both genders, some chose neither, and most of us became confused by it all. Men used to open doors for women, and then in New Zealand, a woman sued a man for doing it for her, not because she was a woman, but because he was a gentleman. However, her contention was that he was being sexist, for he wouldn't have opened the door for a man, which he always did. In the ensuing court battle, it cost him a lot of money and time, and confusion set in, not just for him, but for many men and women. And then we all started playing offendy, now a national sport in most Western countries. It's a sport without a ball and for people without balls, so to speak. It's a delicious choice to throw our self-dissatisfaction at others and choose to be offended at anything they say or do, so more confusion sets in. With civil and matrimonial disobedience out of control, the rules that glued us together fell apart, and we had to find our own personal rules. There was a wonderful sense of freedom for some and a dreaded lostness for others. This untidiness birthed a whole new breed of helpers: psychologists, counselors, life coaches, spiritual gurus, and new phrases like personal development, self realization, enlightenment, actualization, and fulfillment took to the streets. There was mayhem, freedom, fear, uncertainty, expansion, spontaneity and warfare, blame, and opportunities all thrown into the gamut of human experience. Without the old rules, people wandered aimlessly as ships without rudders, pretending to be coping but deeply shaken by it all. They had to cope or sink, and many took the path of obfuscation, or predictions, shall we say. Some sought the advice of others, and some went quiet and still, listening to their inner voices, to the ancient song of remembrance. All three techniques, lost in addictions, outtuition, and intuition, are part of the voyage to self. However, most people are lost without the rules of others. So the collective consciousness has called in such rules that freedom has now gone. Totally no freedom. We were used to rules and then they fell away. Then we wanted them back and we got them back. And now we're angry and lost with so much isolation, restriction, and rules. This, then, is the perfect time to choose again. Yes, we chose these restrictions and we got them, not realizing just how powerful we are. Using that same power within, what do you choose for today, for tomorrow, for yourself, for others? Today we make a choice. Let us exercise it carefully, kindly, and happily. Bless you.